YouTube, Porchcast Pottstown.
Over the interwebs?
The interwebs are firing up. I just got a notification on my phone that Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate is live.
That's great. That's you.
That's me. That's us.
That's us.
Porchcast Pottstown.
All right. Let me see over here.
The scheduling for the show's been a little wonky lately.
We've had some stuff going on. Whoops. Sorry.
I mean, I don't mind explaining that stuff. I mean, there's no shame in my game about what happened. All right, we got
a little bit of a glare, so sorry about that, folks. But
yeah,
that's okay.
Well, soon it's going to start getting dark. We'll see see how much light our light casts.
It's lighter much later these days. So
yeah, there's an equation for how much light you gain. I don't know what it is.
It's like a minute and a half a day or something like that.
Something like that.
Yep. So sorry, there's a glare right on my face. Maybe I'll try to
Joe Rusevich.
Hello, Joe. Joe's like right back behind us. Maybe he'll give us a beep.
Maybe a drive-by.
Yeah.
I sent Joe. We're sending you a check from Glocker Realty Insurance. We're going to be the stagehand.
Oh yeah,
sponsor.
I got mine. I'm doing that. I gotta go the other way. Sorry.
No, not stagehand.
Producer, something.
Manager, I believe.
Yeah. So the Foundation for Pottstown Education is having their annual gala, such as it is, in conjunction with the show. Joe explained it all at the community leaders breakfast, and I forget what the scenario is. They're doing a show, but they have to limit the attendees.
That was my understanding of it.
What's going on, Joe?
Joe's working remotely, he's saying.
All right.
They are doing some virtual stuff. Now, what's the show? That's what I don't remember. What show are they doing this year?
I don't know. Joe, chime in and tell us what you're doing, because I know you explained it on that Zoom meeting last week, and I forget.
We're so unprepared for today.
We're so unprepared. Hey, I have some things. When we get to announcements, I have some things.
Yeah, Joe's working. He's just at home. It's May 1st, I guess he's saying, is the show.
Right.
That's the date of the show. What's the title of the show?
Godspell.
Oh, Godspell.
That's right. I'm trying to think of like the famous song Day by Day.
Is that from Godspell?
That's from Godspell. So that was a really big show in the late 70s, early 80s. Mm-hmm. And I grew up outside of New York, so we used to see all the commercials for the Broadway shows, and that was a big one that was on. Okay, so only 119 people per show, which is that huge auditorium at the high school. So they're really going to space people out, because that thing holds probably over 500 people normally.
Oh, easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to keep it under the, or whatever the regulations are.
The guidelines.
Yeah. That will be a challenge, but I'm sure that they will be able to pull it off, no problem. So the foundation has one of their big annual fundraisers in conjunction with the school district musical. So that's what Matt and I were talking about, supporting that fundraising effort.
The check's in the mail.
As they say.
As they say.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. We're going to donate our tickets back to the community.
Oh, nice.
I think I just have to tell our bookkeeper that.
Right.
The black hat, I just had it on when I was out running around, and I didn't get a chance to switch into the orange hat, so I just kept the black hat on. I think technically it's charcoal.
I would say it's a very dark charcoal gray.
Yes.
It matches your mustache.
It does. Now, here's another thing. Jennifer Ann is
that Jennifer Ann DiCarlo?
No, that's
Jennifer
Seville from Glocker Realty and Insurance. If you go to the Glocker Realty and Insurance Facebook page, we have a contest running right now.
Oh, what's that all about?
I believe you still have some time to enter. It's a Valentine's Day theme.
Valentine's?
Yes, it's Valentine's Day. And you have to like the post.
Okay.
Share a picture of something that you love. Could be anything.
Could be anything or anybody.
Anything or anybody.
All right,
and
so
if you do that, you get entries to win a $50 gift certificate and candy from Peppermint Stick.
I see it right now. I'm looking at the post. So, join in on the fun for Valentine's giveaway. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. So this is tomorrow, the 12th at 9 a.m. They will have 2 winners. One winner will win a gift card to the Grind restaurant.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And candy from the Peppermint Stick candy store. And the other winner will win this amazing smelling candle from Abundascence Candle Company. All right. I want to get in on that.
Do it.
Yeah.
Post up a picture of you and Levi.
All right. So what do I have to do then?
Just like the post.
Okay.
And then in the comments, add a picture of something that you love.
Got it. And that post right there?
Join in with your sweetie.
Exciting news, or is there a different post that I have to like?
There's a different post. If you scroll down, you should be able to find it.
Okay.
It's got hearts and stuff on it. Looks pretty Valentine's-y.
Very Valentine's-y. Mm-hmm. Why do some people say that, Valentine's?
I don't know.
Like they say birthday.
It's just like a turn of phrase. Mm-hmm. Why do some people say shrimp? Shrimp. There's no F in it. No. I don't know.
Shrimps.
Shrimps.
Yeah, that's what was a guy's name from Forrest Gump. Bubba.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
I want to ask you. Please
Bill wants to know if you're in
me.
training, sitting outside. Training for what? For hunting?
I got plenty of training.
Birding?
Oh, I did see a red-shouldered hawk down in the 100 block of King Street.
Cool.
I took a picture of it, but my picture didn't come out very well because I just had my cell phone. It was a little bit too far out of range. I've also seen a couple of sharp-shinned hawks flying around. So the hawks are making their way back into the area.
It's not unusual to see a hawk, especially down by Memorial Park.
Yeah, but I think this time of year, too, they're starting to move around again.
They're coming back?
Yeah, like the late winter, early spring.
They should maybe stay away a little bit longer. It's cold up here.
Although I guess in some way, if there's more snow on the ground, it's probably easier for them to hunt because the squirrels and the critters stand out more.
Right.
So they might be a little bit more active.
Well, we had a lot of bunny tracks in our backyard.
Did you? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them around.
Yes, there are.
Good year for that.
Yep.
So you said you had something to talk about.
We didn't really get into why we were away.
Oh,
for a couple of weeks.
So here's the first thing that happened. I had a family member that tested positive for COVID-19.
Yep.
Didn't have any symptoms that we know of.
Right.
And that forced everybody in the household to quarantine.
Yeah.
I tested negative. The other people in the household and the other people that we had visited all tested negative.
Yeah.
So obviously we couldn't do the show because I wasn't supposed to leave my house for 10 days.
Yep.
So that shut us down.
Yeah, but really it's just so interesting how the COVID works. You know, like you've got a household, there's households where everybody gets sick, like it just runs right through the house and everybody gets sick, or there's one birthday party and 20 people get sick.
Right.
And then you've got other circumstances where nobody else gets sick. It's so unpredictable. And that's, part of the reason why you still just got to be careful, because it's just so unpredictable.
It is.
Yeah.
And, there's lots of stories that abound. I mean, this one in particular, only one person out of all the people that we were around tested positive.
Right.
So who knows?
Yeah.
So there was that. And then also, I've been busy helping buyer clients. Mm-hmm. I have several buyer clients that are out looking for houses. And I'm getting a question here from Terry Safelli. The person that tested positive was not necessarily sick with COVID. They were having symptoms from another illness that they had, which led us to the emergency room where they were tested for COVID. Did not necessarily have any COVID symptoms.
If that person didn't have this other situation going on, they never would have
said,
I'm feeling a little COVID-y.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's without giving away people's personal medical
We're trying
histories.
to, HIPAA. We're trying to be somewhat
We're trying
HIPAA.
to be somewhat. And you never know. Like someday, 20 years from now, some insurance adjuster will watch Porchcast. Oh, you had a pre-existing condition. We can't cover you now.
Yeah. Right now, you can't be denied for a pre-existing condition. So hopefully, hopefully that will stay the same.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So then I'm working with several buyer clients.
Right.
And if anybody knows right now, if anybody knows what's going on right now, there's a lack of inventory. There's not enough stuff to show people.
It's been for a while. There's just not that much out there.
Since last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even before that. But now it's really low. It's even lower than it was before. And I have people that I need to try to get them a house. So
yeah. So and that's
I had to go and do showings. I couldn't do Porchcast because I had showings.
Right. And so you've got people that are, financing is really cheap right now, right? Mortgage rates are still really low.
Under 3%.
So there's people that are able to get mortgages, but they can't find a house to buy.
That's the problem.
How ironical.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Bobby Flam decided to tune in tonight. Mm-hmm. It's snowing in Downingtown.
Snowing. All right.
Well, that means it could be coming this way.
Could be on its way up. Yeah, I did. Thanks for the heads up, Bob. I did check out the radar because I kind of have to pay attention to those things because I've got staff that drives in, from other areas. So the weather can be drastically different in Reading,
right,
in Exeter, where I've got 2 staff people. I've got 2 people in Chester County, like Downingtown and Exton.
Yeah.
And then I've got the office in Pennsburg. So it can really be different. So I'm always trying to pay attention to the weather and
who's experiencing
what and seeing if, everybody's going to make it into the office on time. Hey, Pete, speaking of Pennsburg, did you read the story?
No.
So there was, it was really a sad situation. A guy, it sounded like a mental health situation, a young guy, 27 years old, with a machete.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did what?
Charged at the cops.
Aye.
They shot him and killed him.
Well, maybe maybe that was a suicide by cop.
But it's like, things at Pennsburg was like, hey, Pottstown, hold my beer. Watch this. It's a sleepy little borough up there,
It is. They don't even have a police department anymore.
No, so what do they have? Like just state? They rely on state police?
Guess so.
Yeah. So that was a big... yes, Bob, we do also have an office in Westchester, but I don't...
They'll be talking about that for years.
Yeah, Westchester and our Reading office are not staffed, so I don't have staff there. Those are by appointment only.
By appointment.
So, yeah. Yeah, so Matt's been busy trying to find houses, trying to pull a house out of a hat.
I'm going to throw it out there again. If you have something that needs to get sold, man, please give me a call.
It's a great time for people that have inherited a house that maybe they want to offload. They don't want the responsibility of maintaining it anymore, or it's a rental, right?
Right.
I don't.
Or if you've inherited something.
Yeah. That's what I just meant. That's what I just said. You inherited a house and you're renting it out, or you have a rental, just separate.
Right. Or if you know where your next step is, like you're moving down to the beach, you're moving to your mountain house.
You're moving to a 55 plus.
There you go.
Right.
Give me a call. I'll get you top dollar for your house.
Right. The houses are going like hotcakes, people.
Yeah. I need them. I gotta get it. I gotta get some listings.
Very interesting.
So that's what's going on at Glocker Realty.
And then when
Insurance.
you're representing buyers, you gotta be available in the evenings for showings and things, right?
Yeah.
Take them out to showings.
Take them out. Have meetings with them. Explain things to them. Deal with mortgage companies and title companies and getting paperwork together and everything. It's a little more time consuming dealing with buyers than it is sellers. It's a different type of work.
Yeah, right.
The buyer work has a tendency to get you in the car traveling around.
Right.
Where the seller work usually can do that out of an office.
Yeah. Do you have any renovations in the works?
There's a couple.
See what I did there?
Yes, I did. There's going to be one coming up on Chestnut Street. Should be coming up in the next couple of weeks. They're winding down towards the end of that.
In our area of Chestnut Street?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything else.
Yeah, no.
It's not ready yet.
Why didn't anyone told me my hair was sticking
And
out.
then we're out looking for some other things. We've been putting offers in. So that's the other thing too. Like even if you have something that's not too pretty,
you should take a look over here. Not my place. Not my place.
Yeah, I know.
But,
I know which one you're talking about.
That place is that's gonna fall down pretty soon.
I think it probably looks a lot worse than it is. It's mostly cosmetic from what I can see.
Yeah, well, the back, I mean, I don't want to like trash out somebody else's property, but it's just looking like it needs a lot of love. Hey, Vance.
Shameless.
Vance has been traveling all around. Every time I see Vance, he's
a world
someplace
traveler.
else.
I caught up with Vance. At Pub about a week or so ago. He and I had dinner together, and we talked about going back to Pottstown High Street Billiards. We're gonna go there. We're and we're gonna shoot a show from inside the billiard hall.
Dig it.
We just have to get a date for that. We're looking for some other businesses to highlight, and then we also want to start talking to borough residents.
Yeah.
So if you've been a long-time resident of borough,
or if you are a new resident,
why did you move here?
Why did you choose Pottstown? Why did you pick Pottstown, as they say?
Yep. We want to come to your porch.
Yeah.
And talk to you about that.
Maybe we'll pick, when we come to your porch, we'll pick a day that might be a little bit warmer. Matt's very hardy. You can stay out there.
I can.
I'm in here sitting on top of my radiator.
Well, the other thing, too, is I want to also prepare people for this. We're going to start recording shows.
Yeah.
Because with the work schedules, it's getting hard to sit down every Tuesday and Thursday at 5. Right. So we
like the live shows because we like chatting with everybody.
The live shows aren't going to go away altogether.
Yeah, but it's very difficult for us to like maintain the regular schedule that we had been maintaining before.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Especially with work.
Yeah.
And like I just explained,
today
it's just
was the
tough.
first day in weeks where I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to leave it at 10 to 4.
Nice.
I mean, I've been working like last Friday. I was at the office until after 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
No bueno, man.
So
I don't like working like that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do the live shows when we can. We're going to continue to bring businesses in the borough of Pottstown. We're going to record some shows, and then we're going to record or go live with some of our neighbors. So if any of those things apply to anybody that's watching, please hit us up, and we'll start getting a schedule out for that. Yeah. But my concept is to get a couple of recorded shows in the bag, and then that way if something comes up one night, like let's just say 2 Tuesdays from now we can't do it, we can pop the recorded show on and keep up with our schedule. Right. That's what we're doing. Yeah. We're not going away. We're just going to change things up a little bit.
So just, stay tuned. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe so that it pops up when there's a new.
That's right. Yeah. I'm still getting subscribers to the YouTube, and don't forget that we're looking for subscribers over on YouTube. I want to get to 100. And I have an idea that we're going to do that keeps kind of getting canceled, unfortunately, but eventually we're going to do a promotion built around YouTube. So subscribe on YouTube. We're still looking for subscribers there.
So thanks for tuning in. We have 68 subscribers. All right, that's pretty cool. We got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at the stuff in Downingtown. Downingtown's a little out of my range.
Yeah.
Although I would go down there if I could. But I don't really have any buyers right now down there in that area, Bobby.
Yeah.
That's a little bit out of my area.
Thanks for the lead, though.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the info.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what else do you got? Do you got anything?
So we had talked about going to the Polar Plunge, doing a live show from the Polar Plunge on Saturday, and as soon as it was like as fast as it was happening, it got canceled.
It got canceled.
Yeah, they were.
Why?
Well, they were concerned about asking people to wear masks and then going in the water. That's what the article said. Not very comfortable to be having a cold, wet mask on your face.
Yeah.
And they were worried about.
You're already jumping in the freezing water.
Right. And just concern over how many people might show up and keeping people safe. But they got a big old pile down there for a bonfire.
What are they going to do with that? They're going to light it up anyway?
I don't know. I don't know. They should. I mean, people could just stand around.
Yeah, right.
Right? So
this would have been the year for the polar plunge, too. There's snow on the ground, ice chunks floating down the river. It's polar, baby.
It's very polar looking. Yeah.
I had thought about doing it in the past, but I don't know if I would have done it this year, man. Some of the past winters we had weren't really that cold. I mean, they were cold.
Do you know what holds me back more than the cold water, which is enough to hold me back?
What?
It's the
mud right at the edge.
The mud and the goose. Poop and
it's gunky.
It just seems like it's fraught with waterborne diseases.
It might be.
I don't know. I don't want to trash the Schuylkill River because I don't know.
It's cleaner now than it ever has been.
But that's a lot of stuff that gets kicked up that is
it does.
Gross.
It's real muddy right there in that area where they are.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I was younger, I took the kids down there and we went fishing, and Andrew lost one of his Crocs. Like it went down in there.
It was like he stepped in there and his foot came out without his shoe.
We couldn't find it. We dug and dug and dug. It was gone. I was like, well, buddy, guess we're going home.
When after graduation, at the Hill School, the kids all jump in the dell down there. And same thing with the goose. With the goose droppings in the at the dell up there. So as they're jumping in, Randy Doty tells all the kids, keep your eyes and mouth closed. Keep your eyes and mouth closed. Keep your eyes and mouth closed.
I don't know, man. Humans have been swimming in ponds and rivers for thousands of years.
Where I grew up, there was a pond. Really, it was a big pond, and it was called the Mud Hole. That's what it was called, the Easton Mud Hole.
And you all went down, hung out.
We didn't.
The mud
we
hole?
went to the YMCA.
Oh, okay.
The Lakewood Y, which was very rustic, very very rustic. But a lot of kids went to the Mud Hole. They had a swim team. They had like a really active swim team.
Oh, really? At the Mud Hole?
Yeah, it was a. I'll show you some pictures sometime. That place was a trip. But yeah, that's what it was called, the Mud Hole.
The Sunnybrook is still having its Valentine's dinner much as
they
I
are.
know.
I just saw that in the paper this morning.
We talked about that on the Castic Locker last night. That was on Jeff Frederick's list of things to do in the area.
Yeah, so that is definitely tickets in advance, and the ballroom is enormous. I think the capacity of the ballroom is almost 1,000 people.
I want to say that it is.
It may be even more.
Yeah.
So if they're at 25% capacity, you can still get 250 people in there.
It was a limited ticket sale for that.
For sure.
I do know that.
Yep,
they are still having it.
Yep.
I can confirm.
Yep.
As of last night.
Yeah. So, so that's happening. I don't think I'll be participating in that. We're going to have a nice, quiet.
I was just going to say, what are you going to do for Valentine's Day?
The
Valentine's.
Nothing. That's not true. So my in-laws are members at Brookside Country Club.
Okay.
And they will be buying us dinner, which is very nice.
Ooh, nice.
Yes,
you can
so
order
that
off
is nice.
Order off the right side of the menu.
Yes. Well, they don't. So they still have to use their their food allotment.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they let us help them out with their allotment, which is very kind and generous. So Jack and Gail, if you are watching, thank you. We look forward to it. Oh, Bobby's saying 800 is what the capacity of the ballroom is. So.
They're not selling that many tickets.
No. They're still at, I think, 25%, right?
Yeah, but I don't even think it was that many.
Right.
Jeff said the number, but anyway.
Yeah.
We know that it's happening.
They're working on that, so yeah. But so what are you doing? Anything special?
I'm making a pizza for Chris Golden.
Oh, nice. Are you going to grill it?
I could put it in the smoker. I did one over the summertime in the smoker. It came out pretty good.
Yeah.
We did two pizzas in the smoker. I think this one's just going to go right in the oven.
Yeah, to make it simple.
Yeah.
Although I did see you were hanging out back in the backyard for happy belated birthday to Mr. Green and to Mark Breyer.
Yep. Breyer. Yep.
Mark. And
they
your dad
both
have the same birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
February 9th. And we... Usually in the wintertime, we do this thing called Man Day. And Man Day's been a little bit hard to schedule because of COVID, actually. So we called that our modified Man Day. And we just fired up the grill. We didn't shovel or anything else. We just sat.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty snowy back there. Yeah.
We just sat right on top of the snow.
Yeah.
Fired up the grill, had some burgers, had some beers.
Good.
It was birthday lunch. And then for dinner, the Green family and the Snyders and Miss Golden went to Blue Elephant.
Oh, very nice.
For dinner, for a birthday dinner for my
nice.
dad. It was good. Everything was excellent.
Yep.
I was not disappointed with anything that we had.
Great.
And we tried a bunch of different appetizers. People got different entrees.
Yep.
Really good meal. I highly recommend Blue Elephant.
We have a pretty good dining scene here in Pottstown.
It's better than it was before.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We went
There's lots of choices.
Last Friday. We got cheesesteaks from Jim and Sue's at High Street Steaks.
I have to admit, I have not been there yet.
Dude,
are they good?
they're really good. Like, I'm not a big cheesesteak like aficionado. I wouldn't know, like, but first of all, the Conchi rolls.
Yeah,
just make
That's
it.
what you have to have.
You have to have it.
The right roll.
So the rolls are just like really, really good. And then it's just good. The food is just really good. Yeah.
Now, did you get the standard cheesesteak, or what did you get?
I got a cheesesteak with mushrooms.
Okay.
And Levi got, I think, just a standard.
The cheese and meat.
Yeah.
No sauce?
He did get sauce. Yes. So, again, I don't know how it compares to a Pat's or Geno's or, those places. But I think for Pottstown, why would you go all the way to Philly? Got it right here.
I've had both Pat's and Geno's, and they're okay. And I know a lot of people would be like, oh, my God, I was actually a big fan of Jim's Steaks down on South Street. I thought Jim's Steaks were better than Pat's and Geno's. There's a lot of controversy. I'm on the Jim's team.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes. Yeah.
When I worked in Philly, we used to go down to Jim's because it was closer. It was closer to where we were to go to Jim's than it was to go out there.
Because Pat's and Geno's are way over, like
9th and Passio.
Yeah.
It's out there a little bit.
We were in Philly a couple weekends ago. Levi and I treated ourselves.
Yeah, that's right.
To a weekend away.
That was kind of like a pre-Valentine's Day.
Pre-Valentine's Day. It was, so January is always really very busy at the office. There's like end of year fiscal stuff and like got to fire off the 1099 and get all the financial stuff together. And so it's always a little bit of a bear. So I said, let's go away at the end of January as a treat for getting through the January stuff. So that's what we did. We picked the coldest weekend of the winter and went to Philly.
But I saw you went hiking. Where'd you go hiking?
We did.
On the Wissahickon?
Yeah, so I will say this too. Philly's mask game is strong.
Is it?
They have an ordinance.
Okay.
Everybody was wearing a mask.
Okay.
Out on the streets, walking around. The streets were not that crowded at all.
Right.
But everybody was wearing a mask. I think all weekend, and we walked around a lot for hours. We might have seen 3 people without a mask, and they were like, across the street by themselves, like not around people. So
not
I
in your
felt
grill.
really, really comfortable. And then we went Saturday night while we were there. We went to one of those restaurants that has like a little igloo, like its own little, boxed in chalet, like private. Yeah. So that was
I saw
cool.
you were wearing your Porchcast hat.
I did. So we went the next day. We have friends that live in Chestnut Hill. And so we went to the Wissahickon. Was it the Wissahickon?
That's the Wissahickon.
Creek Trail?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wissahickon. Yeah. So the
it's
trailhead
part of
is
Fairmount Park.
Yeah, the trailhead is like right near their house. So
yeah, it's right off of Germantown Avenue there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we met them there on Sunday, and we went walking through Wissahickon Park. I would like to go back.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was really, really nice, and it was starting to snow a little bit, so it was really pretty. But am I right, Matt, that Philadelphia has like one of the largest park systems inside of the city?
Fairmount Park is the largest urban park in the United States of America.
I knew there was something about like the largest within the confines of a city.
Yep, the biggest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Most people guess like Central Park or something, but Fairmount Park is the biggest in the
Central
country.
Park is pretty big, but obviously not as big as Fairmount.
Nope.
Yeah, and then this also is within the confines of the city because Chestnut Hill is still Philadelphia.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So it
all
was
part
really-
of the Fairmount Park
It was
system.
really, really nice, and I look forward to going back there and maybe getting off. We were just on the gravel paths.
Yeah.
I would like to get into the woods a little bit more when it's not snowy.
Right.
Yeah. Jeff says Jim's is his favorite cheesesteak also.
Brookside's open.
Oh, Brookside Family Restaurant is open, yeah.
I don't know about that. No, he's asking about the golf club.
Oh.
Yeah, the country club's open.
Yeah.
You can go in there for dinner and whatever else. They're following the same
Yeah.
procedures that everybody else is.
Yeah.
They have limited seating.
Yeah,
You got
we're
to
just
wear a
not,
mask. the
We're
whole
not
thing.
eating, and my in-laws aren't comfortable eating inside.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know
so,
other
yeah.
people that are going over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's open.
Yep.
Jeff Frederick with Glocker Realty is saying that Jim's is his favorite too. See, I got a backup on the Jim's. I'm
Mm-hmm. Right.
glad, man. I put that out there, and I thought for sure somebody's going to start yelling at me.
So I'm not. This is not I'm not opening a political rabbit hole. I'm just saying that speaking of one restaurant versus the other, our man John Fetterman is really throwing down the Sheetz versus Wawa
so
gauntlet.
I don't think that's political. I think we should talk about that a
No,
little
I'm just
bit.
saying that it's funny because he's a Western PA Sheetz guy, and we're total Wawa people over here.
That's true. And I will say this. I like Sheetz for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I like about Sheetz. See, I'm big into French fries. I'm a sucker for French fries.
I do love me a fry.
Sheetz got fries.
Oh, Wawa doesn't have fries.
Why? Well, it doesn't have
It's a
fries.
whole different kitchen mechanism, right?
Yeah. You can get hamburger at Sheetz too.
Ah, interesting.
So you might want to go and hit a Sheetz on your next road trip.
Well,
the next time you head west,
Sure.
hit a Sheetz.
Is the one there used to be one
They're not
in
bad.
Exeter or Birdsboro, wherever that one was. It closed
they
down.
closed that down. I thought they were going
And
to
I
reopen
think the one
it,
in
but
Morgantown is also closed near the or is there still one there by the
That's-
Turnpike?
I just drove out by that one the other day. I think they're remodeling that
Right.
one. I think that's the one right at the corner of 23
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember that road. Right next to Elmore Chevrolet.
Yeah, it's right near where you get on the Turnpike.
That one's open.
Yeah. All
But-
right. Well, I
but-
have had a schmuffin or two.
Have you?
Yeah.
But the Wawa hoagies can't get. I mean, for what they are,
Mm-hmm.
the Wawa hoagies are great. Plus the turkey gobbler bowls and all of that stuff.
Yep.
They have the brisket now.
Yeah.
I got a brisket bowl.
Ah,
I
the
gotta
bowls are
say,
good.
I
They're
was
good.
pretty
Yeah.
impressed. It's a tough competition.
It is.
But I have to admit that even though Wawa, yes, Sheetz.
They're almost two different things, though, right?
I want to.
Because
that's
they
what
have
I
different
want to
menu
say
items.
because I don't want to pit them against
don't-
each other. That's a death battle that I don't want to see.
It's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Right? I saw somebody ask a question about tomato pie and is it worth getting tomato pie? I'm like, well, you can't get a tomato pie and expect it to be pizza. It's not a substitution for pizza.
No, it's
It's
not.
a
They're
totally
two
different
different
thing.
things.
Right? So it's kind of the same
Well, listen here, Roscoe G, new watcher, I guess.
Roscoe G. Coltrane? Isn't that the guy from the Dukes of Hazzard?
Maybe.
No, that was Roscoe P. Coltrane.
P. Coltrane.
Yeah, sorry. Getting my
Roscoe is
Roscoes.
saying
Hi, Roscoe.
that-
Thanks for tuning in.
Wawa has burgers now,
Oh, really?
and they were banging.
That's a pretty good.
Roscoe,
that's a-
where did you get a Wawa burger?
That's a pretty
around
good,
here someplace, or were you
recommendation.
someplace else? Who has them? I got to try them.
Yeah. Maybe are they not available at all, Wawa?
Maybe I don't know.
Right.
Hopefully Roscoe can fill us in. 'cause
Fill
I'm
us
gonna-
in, and then we will report back. Yeah, Subway also has bowls now, so everyone is hopping on the kind of keto train, trying to offer options without bread.
Yeah, the Bulls, Shea Stadium, and Pottstown. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Downingtown Wawas have them. That's what Bobby Flam's saying.
I'm like, Shea
Burgers.
Stadium? Shea Stadium isn't even there anymore.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Shea Stadium's gone. I don't know
Yeah.
enough.
All right,
about
we need a little
baseball.
clarification on that, Roscoe, if you don't mind. But thanks for tuning in. Sorry, East End. East End of Pottstown. Got it.
Autocorrect.
Thank you.
Autocorrect messed
All right,
them
I'm
up.
like, Shea Stadium. I used to go there as a kid.
No, they had Wawas. All right, yes.
All right, East End of Pottstown.
I might have to.
You might be getting that for dinner tonight.
I might be getting a Wawa burger tonight just to see what that's all about, man.
Oh, hey, we still got to make the wings in my air fryer.
We got to do that.
They're so good.
So that all got shut down by this COVID scare that I went through. So we'll have to bring that back.
But here
we'll
you
have to
are.
mess
You
around
live to
with
tell about it.
Tara Cifelli will have to give us some recipe recommendations from Pampered Chef.
Yeah,
and we'll have to try those out in the air fryer.
We love that air fryer, man. We cannot get enough of it. It's so fast.
Everybody who has them likes them.
I was not sure that I would use it as much as we do, but throw everything in that thing.
Right on.
Yeah, I had made some meatballs the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I got some. Mom, if you're watching, don't listen. I bought some pre-made meatballs.
Okay.
And normally I would fry them in a pan and then drop them in the sauce.
Yeah.
Put those suckers right in the air fryer. 10 minutes, no splattering all over the place.
Done.
Ah, man. Nice and crisp all over.
Where did you get the meatballs?
We got them at the Vagiant. I don't know if everybody knows that story. We'll save that one for another day.
Yeah.
We got them at Giant. I didn't care for them. They were just pre-made in the meat case.
Because there's some that I've been buying at Redner's. They're pre-made ones in Redner's in the 5 for $19.95 bin.
Okay.
They're not bad.
Yeah.
Now they're pork.
Okay.
Pork and cheese.
Okay.
That knocked you
out.
But maybe somebody else though would hear it. But
yeah,
for what they are, they're good meatballs, man. They have like a nice spice to them. You know what I mean? They're good flavor.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about these because they had like that sausagey kind of spice, so it tasted like sausage even though they were beef.
Oh, okay.
So
and that was throwing you off.
It was throwing me off. I was like, So next time I'll make my own.
Air
I'll redeem
fryer.
myself to my mother.
See somebody else? Jeff Frederick saying Anita made air fryer wings, and they were great.
Good. They're so good. They come out so crispy.
Roscoe's saying that the Wawa burger was good.
Yep. Yeah.
I do want to talk about a couple of things right here. There is something I saw that I want to talk about. I saw it going around on Facebook, and I also hear people talking about it, and I know there's confusion about these tests. In different areas, there's shortages, not for the test, for the vaccine.
Oh, the vaccine situation feels...
It's a mess.
It feels like it is some sort of Mad Max level, every man for themselves, race...
Because it is.
Scramble. Yes, because it is. But it feels like this kind of like dystopian, futuristic, like everybody's out. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I know.
Okay.
I read an article today, which I verified by going to the county health department.
Okay.
www.montcopa.org. Go to the health department, and there was an update. In Montgomery County, there is shortages of tests. Now,
tests or vaccines?
Vaccines. I'm so used to saying test. What I'm talking about is vaccines.
Right.
Thanks for correcting me.
Yep.
There's a shortage in Montgomery County. Now that I'm going to say this, and maybe it'll flip. Lehigh County, apparently around here, has been doing a better job.
Oh, interesting.
And also, Lehigh County is moving people up in the queue because they're experiencing a situation where people aren't showing up to receive the vaccine. So these extra ones, they're using to bump people up on the list.
Right. So maybe if there's somebody on the list that's a 1B and they've got an opening slot because somebody canceled, they're moving them up.
They move them up.
Right.
So if you can, maybe you want to check with Lehigh County.
Or if you already have if you're in the Lehigh Valley Health Network system, maybe they can help you out.
Right.
That is good to know. There is a lot of different ways to go about getting it. You can register with the county. You can register with Walgreens or Rite Aid or all the different pharmacies. It's tremendously confusing.
Right. And it might not hurt to try to register in more than one place.
Yeah. What's the worst that happens? You get notified and you're like, you've already gotten it, and you can say, nope,
I'm good.
Yeah, just if you do if you do pre-register with more than one place and you get your vaccine,
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Yeah. Like cancel or say, no, I'm no longer interested, or take yourself off the list somehow. So I did, by some miracle of timing and serendipity, I got registered for an actual shot, not a pre-register for to be on a list. I got registered for a shot for February 25th. Okay. So February 25th, Bluebell campus of the community college is when I'll be getting my first dose.
Now, how did you register? Did you go through the health department?
It was a county health department thing, and it was, somebody sent me the link, and I happened to
see it.
I happened to get in at the right time because it was one day, and there was 150 slots or whatever it was. And I just happened to get one.
You just happened to get it.
And so I sent the link to a friend of mine who's also 1A, and she wasn't able to do it. Wasn't able to get it. They were gone already. So it was just really, really good timing on my part.
Right. But I do want to remind people, go to the county because they have I will say this, even though there's a shortage of vaccines in Montgomery County, the Montgomery County system I have found relatively easy to use.
Yes.
And that montcopa.org website is super easy to navigate.
Really
you can
is.
navigate it on your phone really quick. The information comes right up. Get yourself registered, do whatever you want. But I also wanted to give people that tip that Lehigh County. Now, apparently in Lehigh County, you do not have to live in Lehigh.
That was going to be my next question.
In Montgomery County, you have to live in Montgomery.
Live or work.
Live or work.
Right.
Lehigh, I think, so get on it.
That's really interesting.
Yes, I heard Chester County is having shortages as well.
Yeah.
You can go out of your county for vaccines.
Right.
That's what Jeff's saying.
Yeah.
But
it is just a very, very confusing situation. And this is where a single payer system, this is where like a universal healthcare system would be really handy right now. Because you'd have one entity organizing everything, and also you'd have one entity that would be able to identify what your category is. So if you're already in the system as a 1A, you're diabetic or you're immunocompromised or whatever, they would call you and be like, all right, time for you to come in.
It's time to go. Or you could go and register at some centralized location. Yeah. Now, I do like that. Dealing with all the different health issues that have gone on right now in my family, this one argument that people made that I, for a while, kind of maybe was worried about. Well, if we go to a single payer, or if we go to
like
socialized
national
medicine,
healthcare system.
That's a scare word, first of all. But anyway, it's going to cause long waits. You won't be able to see the doctor that you want to see, all of this and that. Let me tell you, like, my son is having some pretty serious health problems. We have to wait over a month to go to see the doctor that he needs to see.
Hey, look who it is.
So I'm not as
fist bump over there. Thank you, Bill Brogley. He was trying to fist bump you, man.
Paul Brogley, Esquire. Drop me off a seltzer.
Thanks, Bill.
And some gloves, which I don't think I need, actually. My hands.
That was very nice.
My hands don't get cold.
Oh, that was nice.
So anyway, my point is, right now we don't have that system. We have everybody gets what they want or what they can afford.
And you already have to wait for a specialist.
Over a month. Over a month, we had to go and see a wait.
Right.
So now that I have experience, the next time I hear that argument coming from somebody, I'm prepared for it.
Yeah, you can ask them, try to call a dermatologist and see how fast you can get an appointment. Yeah. Or any sort of specialist.
Anybody.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm with you. Fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go through my couple of announcements.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
All right. I saw today that the fair funding fight is still very, very much in action. And there was the budget. I don't know if they passed the state budget. I know Wolf had some stuff in there trying to finally get the fair funding passed or implemented. Well, anyway, our folks here in Pottstown are still working really hard to fight the fight to get fair funding in education. The First Baptist Church of Pottstown is putting on a 6-part forum to learn about the inequities in educational funding in PA and what you can do to help fight that fight. So this is organized by a coalition of Pottstown area faith communities, and it is sponsored by the First Baptist Church of Pottstown, and there are, I think these are Thursday night forums, if you will, online, and there's 6 of them. So if you go to the First Baptist Church Pottstown website, it's fbcpottstown.org. They've got a page if you are interested in learning more about fair funding and what you can do to help, even if you don't have a child in public school. This affects you as a homeowner. It affects you as a person. It affects you as a human being. It affects our future and our kids.
Yep.
A really important topic that we've talked about a lot on the show. So that looks like it's going to be a really interesting series. Some of the speakers we are familiar with. Stephen Rodriguez, of course, is the superintendent of schools here. He also is the president of it's like an urban schools coalition.
Yeah, there's like a coalition of
Dr.
urban
Myra
principals.
Forrest, our friend Laura Johnson, who we've had on the show, she's going to be the speaker on March 14th. And our friend Joe Cerisi is going to be one of the speakers on the 21st. So March 21st. So
Yep. If you go back to YouTube, you can see the episode where we talked to Laura Johnson. That's pretty easy to find. I think she did a pretty good job explaining fair funding on the show.
Yep.
Joe Cerisi was also on the show. If you go to YouTube, you can see the episode that we had with Joe Cerisi, where he talked about his political campaign and some of his ambitions as a politician and how he believes he can help the borough of Pottstown.
Yeah, and he is now, I think, on the education subcommittee in the House, I think. Also, I did see on Joe's Facebook page that his office is helping people to register for the vaccine or to try to find the vaccine. So if you live in Joe's district, his office might be able to help
anybody, actually.
What's that?
They'll help anybody, whether you live in his district or not.
Yes. He's a good guy like that, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he can perhaps help you out, the folks in his office. So that is something coming up.
When's that going to start again?
It starts, the first one is on the February 21st. So that's... No, what the hell day is it? 2 weeks from now?
It's the 11th.
It's 10 days from now.
It's 10 days from now.
So I guess that's probably a Tuesday.
Laura Johnson also has a post up on her Facebook page and also on the Advocates for Pottstown education page. It's a video with some graphics that help you understand fair funding and about how fair funding impacts everyone. Yep. I know there's some people that aren't aware of what's going on with fair funding in Pennsylvania, but it is an issue that affects every single one of us, whether you have a kid in school or not.
It affects the future.
It does.
I believe the children are the future, as the song goes.
I do too. And even if your kids go to Catholic school or private school, you are still affected by fair funding because property taxes are what fuel our school districts.
And it's what keeps a lot of people from moving into Pottstown. So.
Sometimes.
Second on my list here, the Pottstown NAACP is doing a membership drive. So you can go to their website. It's kind of a long URL, but if you Google Pottstown NAACP,
it'll come up. They have a Facebook page too that you can find pretty easy.
So they are doing a membership drive. This also affects everybody. The
NAACP tackles a lot of different issues.
A lot of different issues as far as like not just
It's not just all race related.
Yeah, it's not all race related. It's
poverty,
fairness, poverty,
poverty. They also tackle legal issues that affect people. They're also involved in this fair funding fight, equity for school district funding. So the NAACP is a good organization if you want to try to get something involved in the community, or you have a passion or a heart for some of the efforts that the NAACP is involved in. I've been involved with the NAACP here in Pottstown in the past.
Yep.
And I should probably just send them my dues again this year.
Yep. So that is on my list of things to do, and to become a member, help them fight the good fight.
Yep.
So
we're going to be we're working on getting a van for the Pottstown cluster of religious communities. We're working on purchasing a van.
Oh, cool.
So that they can increase their capacity for food delivery and also food pickup. Great. It'll allow them to get a wider variety of things into the food pantry, because right now they do miss out on some donations because they don't have their own truck to go and pick them up.
Okay, interesting.
So once they have the van, they'll be able to go to some of these grocery stores and other places and pick things up.
Right.
So it'll increase the amount of variety that they have.
Great.
And then also they're going to continue to make deliveries to some people who might not otherwise have the ability to get into the cluster to get food. So don't forget about the Pottstown cluster of religious communities as well. It is Pottstown's food bank. If you're going to do a food drive with your organization, remember your dollar is going to go 60% further. 60% further if you donate money to the food cluster, to the food pantry, Pottstown cluster of religious communities.
Yep.
That's my update there.
Food insecurity still happening in a big way.
It's still going on. I will say this, at least here in Pottstown, there was a lot of outreach. I mean, we really did have a lot of people helping. There was a lot of donations and everything else. But as we know, we're not out of COVID yet. We're still experiencing some economic impact. So some of the total impact is yet to be seen. We're still experiencing it. So just like you said, the need continues. Yep.
What else? And I saw something on Hobart's Run. Hold on, let me see what it was. Our friends at Hobart's Run.
They're putting the trash cans out again. I know they've been looking for trash can sponsors again. I did that in the first round that they put out. I sponsored a trash can, which is my trash can is over at the corner of King and Washington Street at Victory Christian Life Center.
I pass by every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
right
if
there
you
by
were,
that little bodega. What is that?
I don't know. It used to be called Torres Grocery, but now is it still Torres Grocery? Dude, the food there is banging. The food there is banging.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, they got really good food there at Torres Grocery. Don't be afraid to go in there and get yourself some food. It's one of my regular lunch stops now that I started going in there.
Nice.
Honest to God, they got good stuff in there.
Nice.
I haven't been there since COVID because they were closed for a little while. But yes, that's where my trash can's located, on that corner. Yeah. And so if you're a business or an individual that wants to try to help make an impact on reducing some of the trash.
It's really a really simple concept that really helps.
It works.
If you put a trash can out, people will use it. And I used to keep a trash can out front here, but then somebody started using it for their household trash, and that kind of gets on my nerves.
That's not what they're for.
Not what it's for. But if it's there, people will use it. We have one of the Hobart's Run trash cans in front of our office, and it gets used, especially because we have a bus stop.
You have a bus stop there.
Yeah.
And the one at the corner at Victory Christian Life Center gets used. Yeah. So if you're interested in that program. So you sponsor it,
so you've got your logo on it? Is that
it's got my logo on it.
And then the business that it sits in front of, are they responsible for emptying it? Like our trash company empties ours.
Right. I initially said that I would take care of it. But then Victory Christian Life Center, Kenny Butler.
I was going to say your friend,
They stepped up to the plate and said that they would just take care of it.
Yeah, since they're out there sweeping out front.
It relieved me of that burden. Yeah. But otherwise, I would have just swung up there on my way to work.
Got your sandwich, emptied the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do it either way. You can team up with somebody else who's going to take care of it, or you can take care of it yourself. Also, Hobart's Run has a list of places where they're considering putting them, so they can match you with a location sponsor, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
they have a one of those little free libraries out in front of their office there at the corner of High and Bailey.
Yes.
Right?
Yep, that's High and Bailey.
That is a very active little free library.
Is it?
I put books in there all the time, and it's always like, it's full, it's empty, it's full, it's empty.
They get used.
So they get used.
Good deal.
Yeah, I had a couple of books that I did not want to add to my long-term library, so I donated them.
What do you guys got any Go Forth stuff coming up?
Coming up.
Anything?
Not ready to make any announcements
yet. You're
not
ready.
No, we're planning. We're Amy and I are going to meet this weekend and talk about what it's going to look like this year. We got a lot of challenges. Like, first of all, there's still crowd size restrictions, and we don't know when those are going to be lifted. Right?
Yeah.
Are they going to be lifted by July 4th? I mean, God, I hope so, but I don't know.
I guess it depends on how much of this vaccine they can roll out.
Exactly. And then, in case you hadn't noticed, it's really hard to get to the park right now.
Yeah. King
The
Street
footbridge
shut
is out.
down. Yeah.
The footbridge has been out for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And the King Street Bridge
is out. That's not going to be back till next year.
Correctamundo, as Fonzie would say. So we have to look at what the logistics, what that looks like for folks. I mean, already people are used to not being able to park at the park.
Yeah.
But even walking to the park is a challenge because the footbridge is out. A lot of people would come over the footbridge and then come over the, around the carousel.
Now you only have High Street Bridge to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll. It's not insurmountable by a long shot, but it's just it's difficult to plan a large event not knowing if it's going to happen or not because of the COVID restrictions.
Right.
And so we're
Keep
so
your fingers crossed.
We'll figure it out and we'll make some announcements soon. That's what I got.
I'm gonna break it down, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for
visiting, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us. We are going to get back onto our schedule here now that we can kind of normalize things. Again, if you're a business or a neighbor and you want to come on Porchtown. If you want to come on Porchcast Pottstown, or if you want us to bring the show to your house or your business, contact Amy or I. We'll get you on. We're looking for content so that we can bring attention to all the positive things in the borough of Pottstown. We really are working to try to be the voice of Pottstown here on Porchcast Pottstown. Ice House is still open, Bobby Flam. Head down there, grab yourself something to eat. They're not doing breakfast, but you can get your lunches and dinners, carry out beers. Still a great place.
Yeah, they have. They've been pretty busy through this whole thing.
I don't think they've slowed down much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're doing. If you want to get on the show, just contact us. We'll get you on. Don't forget that we're on YouTube, Porchcast Pottstown on YouTube. We're still looking for subscribers there. Don't forget to subscribe. Facebook, we are found at Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. You can check out Porchcast Pottstown there. You can check out the cast at Glocker there. And you can generally find out a whole lot of information about things that are going on in the area. And of course, when I have listings, I advertise them there. Check out what I'm doing at Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. Amy Wolf is my lovely co-host. From Wolf-Baldwin and Associates, bringing you fine legal representation in the borough of Pottstown since 1973.
Coming up on 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah.
Now in Pennsburg.
Yeah.
Serving the Upper Montgomery County and Lehigh County areas.
Upper Perk Valley, as they call it.
Upper Perk Valley.
Yeah.
I'm Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. I am your local real estate expert. Remember, folks, supporting local means supporting not just your local restaurant, but also your local real estate agent. Give me a call. I'll help you out with selling or buying residential and commercial real estate. We are Porchcast. Let's talk soon.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Love the one you're with.
All right. I found